So it turns out, not for the first time, that what a senior minister like Jeremy Hunt says on television is contradicted by the reality. So Jeremy Hunt said this morning that he would do whatever it takes. He would do whatever it takes to eradicate the problem of aerated concrete in schools and get schools working again. He would spend what it takes. So that suggests that he would be providing more money. But hours later, Treasury sources have said that any funding for treating these aerated concrete failings, part of government policy in the past, must come out of the Department of Education's existing budgets and not from additional funds. This is madness, utter madness, when all of these ministries are so strapped for cash. What is more extraordinary is not the fact that there is no cash available or that the Treasury is not going to make any cash available, but that the Chancellor should say one thing and be contradicted almost immediately by his office a few hours later. So Priti Patel is already up in arms, but then, as we know, Priti Patel is very keen to get her voice heard because she's either considering well, I think she's abandoned the thought of being put back in the drinks cabinet, but she might be considering making a stand to become the next leader of the opposition. And for that, she needs to be seen to be criticising the stance taken by the present Prime Minister, the present Chancellor, and she's doing that. She's keeping her name abreast, and she's commanding a few headline inches here and there. And of course, as people start examining the migrant problems in Israel, she's going to almost certainly command a few more headline inches. She says that she's got 5 schools, I believe, in her constituency that are linked to the concrete problem. And she says that it's unrealistic to place the funding burden on local councils, which are already feeling the brunt of national policy costs. And many of the affected schools are maintained local authority schools and single academy trusts, which cannot afford the cost of repairs. She's absolutely right, of course. We need to think more creatively. We have a problem that was identified some years ago. We've done absolutely nothing, and at the last minute we've closed 104 schools suddenly. And I don't understand why we leave it until a week before schools open to suddenly close them. This is madness. It's a week before schools open and a few days before Parliament returns, of course. But it again suggests knee-jerk politics, and politics are not thinking ahead or in any joined-up, coherent, mature way. This is politics by school children. Literally politics that's imposed on school children, but politics that I think is discussed and predicated and decided by people who are behaving like school children. People who haven't done their homework, who haven't prepared their papers, who haven't read their briefs, and who are just sitting sort of fiddling with pages like Suella Braverman. We've seen it in select committees. We know how they behave. They haven't done the work, and then they try and brazen it off by being a bit aggressive. Doesn't work, doesn't wash. And once you've seen one student do it, you know the routine. The only other thing that students tend to do, which is really irritating, is when they haven't done the work, they say they pepper any form of tutorial or lecture with the hand game. Say, why? Because that sounds intelligent and it gives the impression they've done some work. They haven't. A proper question is something that is fully articulated and is involved in some sort of sentence with a question mark at the end. But why? It just doesn't wash, does it?